Cheryl here. I just want to say something about the way healthcare seems to have been working for me. You know, when I was first involved in alternative health, looking as a holistic nutritionist, we were talking about type 3 diabetes, which was Alzheimer's disease. And that was over a decade ago, and people would laugh at me. And now it's all over mainstream. So something I have been talking about again, all over mainstream, is the MTHFR. It's an enzyme. And I want to bring this to awareness because there's so many things that this little thing, this little enzyme does that could change your life and transform it forever. So please, just if you want a source for this, I'm going to add it to the bottom because this is coming on mainstream news. Funny, this is coming at the same time. Ultra processed food is coming out about how that's so addicting and so detrimental to our health. So I'm just going to share my screen and share a little bit more that mainstream news is talking about when it comes to the MTHFR. Okay. So it is a mutation. We call it the M mother, just as it would sound if you were to read it out. And it just requires a little bit of dietary suggestions to it. But those who have been known to not be able to provide the enzyme have had a lot of health concerns. So the MTHFR is a blueprint for the cell to make an enzyme called MTHFR reductase. Now I'm talking only about the enzyme. Now I'm not talking about the gene mutation, which is something that we tend to get a little bit caught up into. It's this enzyme that takes folic acid, vitamin B9, from your diet, and it converts itself into an active form of methylfolate, which is what our body needs to make biochemical reactions. A process known as methylation is also driven by methylfolate, which is responsible for multiple bodily functions. The process of methylation, which the gene is responsible for, metabolizes nutrients to make vitamins, minerals, and proteins in your body. The methylation is a chemical process occurring 1 billion times a second. It affects just about every cell and system and in the process of the body. Now think about that. Every cell has methylation going on, and we have 1 billion methylating components happening a second of your day. So it requires the activated form of folic acid, known as folate 5-MTHF, in order to function properly. And these are the foods that you'll see it in. Mushrooms are very high in it as well. And this activated folate transfers molecules between groups of different compounds to trigger numerous everyday biological functions. Understanding that folate acid also helps with conversions of amino acids, homocysteine, into another amino acid, methionine. Methionine production prevents the harmful buildup of homocysteine in the blood and formulates SAMe. And SAMe is to help us calm down after fight and flight, after dopamine. It also helps with detoxification of the body. So SAMe travels around the body and regulates the activity of our cardiovascular, neurological, reproductive, and detoxing systems. So you can see having this in our system is really, really important. Inflammation can occur when we are missing, when we're unable to make the conversion. So if we're missing folate, we may not be able to, we will cause inflammation within our digestive system. And, you know, homocysteine starts building up. That's also been linked to Alzheimer's, and that's also been linked to a lot of other cardiovascular diseases and inflammation. But something I want to just point out here is that IBS fits into this category now. So if you had a diagnosis of IBS, it's because they don't really know what's going on. And this might possibly be the answer. So symptoms can include cardiovascular disease, higher cholesterol, ADHD, autoimmune, chronic fatigue, colon cancer, and thyroid issues. So with thyroid, you can be too thin or you can be too heavy. Methylation is also connected with the mental health conditions such as depression, anxiety, schizophrenia, and more likely with the mutation than necessarily the enzyme. But if we combine those with a sugar diet, we're going to notice some things that happen in the body. So eliminating sugars at this exact same time too will definitely help. This has also been linked to chronic health conditions, which continue to then lower your ability to methylate and function properly. So chronic hypothyroidism, if you're gaining weight, this could be linked to that. And again, high levels of homocysteine in the blood have been linked to hypothyroidism. And that's an amino acid. And are we able to utilize it and break it down? Are we able to have reproduction? You know, they're starting to link this to PCOS. I'm just reading what the news is putting out there now and giving you this information because I can run a scan and let you know within moments of whether you actually have enough of this enzyme in your system to be able to make yourself healthy. So if you're having problems getting pregnant or maintaining a pregnancy, you might want to look at this as well. And we're also going to look at thrombosis, so blood clots, like damaging blood vessels because we're developing a plaque because we're not able to detox properly. We may not be able to utilize even the supplements that we're having. So you're going to want to make sure that the supplements you have actually are methylated supplements, and I can help you out with that too. And are they bioavailable? Does that mean that they actually go through our cells and help and get into the cellular level really quickly so we can make the biochemical reactions needed to be healthy? And so it's really, if you're taking a detox and you're having a really heavy detox, but nothing seems to change, I would be again looking at, do I have enough of this enzyme to be able to help my body methylate, detox, build glutathione, utilize these methyl group biochemicals so that our body can be healthier. So I know myself that I take a methylated B, which is B12, B9, folate, and I can help you out with finding the right one. And it can help us get rid of the toxic overload from household exposures and chemicals and petrocans. It could then help us be able to exercise better and get our muscles working better, having the right one. We could also enhance our detoxification pathways if we eliminate alcohol, because alcohol actually really stops our ability for us to methylate again, to be able to detox properly. And so that as well will come into play with good gut health. So again, holistic nutritionists are trained on gut health and how to do it naturally, because you don't necessarily always want to add fermented foods right away. So you're going to want to reach out and make sure you get the right information. So they do say eating whole foods and making sure your body can accept it, but making sure we're hydrated, and that's a really big one. And then having a very balanced diet that's got the food bioavailable. So there's tricks to cooking food to make sure that they work and support your body correctly. Stress because again, a biochemical reaction when we're trying to come out of fight and flight response require amino acids that are in the methyl group, but they also require folate. And we need to be able to know that we have sufficient amino acids and enzymes in our body so that we can make these biochemical reactions to bring us back down when we've had stressful incidences. There's other ways, again, yes, that we should be managing stress and deep breathing and stuff like that. And I can help you with that if you want to reach out and talk to me. So testing, well, we're actually doing this testing now by a voice clip, and it's really kind of cool. But you can go to a naturopathic doctor as well and go and get it checked out. All I'm saying is, do you have sufficient enzymes to be able to make the biochemical, and what was it, 1 trillion a second in your body? Do you have enough nutrients to be able to do this? And if you even want to know a little bit more information, please reach out, because I would love to be able to explain this to you in a way that can make sense. Because, you know, right now, I think now that the news has gotten a hold of this and they're starting to talk about it, there could be some very, very confusing stuff, such as the same as, do I take a prebiotic? Do I take a probiotic? Do I need a postbiotic? I've never even heard of a postbiotic. What do I do in the food? It could be a way to keep us tricked into spending money on our health. So please reach out, let's chat, and let's see if we can't get you and your family's health under control by knowing whether you have sufficient methyl enzymes from the folate to be able to help you out. Thanks for tuning in, and I look forward to chatting with you one day soon.